Hey you guys, it's Nate. Thank you so much for tuning into episode 1 of I Ain't That Chick, and we have another great episode for you today. I'm talking to Nakeisha Thomas. Nakeisha is a woman of a certain age. I know some of us can personally relate. Nakeisha wants to be a mom, but she's not married and she can't have kids. So, what does she do? Listen in. Guys, don't miss this story.
I Ain't That Chick. It's about self-empowerment. It's about self-awareness. It's about self-respect.
Hey, it's Nate, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of I Ain't That Chick. I have a very special guest with me today. Why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
I'm Nakeisha.
And Nakeisha, thank you for being here with me today.
You're welcome.
But Nakeisha has a story, you guys, to share with us. And today we're talking about women of a certain age. And, you know, women, we have goals of being married and having kids. And when those things don't necessarily line up the way that we think they should. So, Nakeisha, I want you to share your story with us. Tell us whether you're married, not married. Give us a little history and take us through.
Well, I'm not married. I don't have any children. And I really can't have any children.
But we're women of a certain age.
Right, I'm 41.
Okay.
And my dream was to have a house full of kids and married by now.
But like most women, that is our dream.
I'm Christian.
A Christian woman, and of course, you know, Christian women, we're praying and we're believing and expecting God for a husband and for our kids. And sometimes it either doesn't work out like that or it just hasn't happened like that yet. And so I want to get into your story. You're a woman of a certain age and wanting a husband, wanting kids, and it hasn't happened that way for you yet. So what do you decide to do?
Well, you decide to wake up and realize life must go on. And you are determined to see what you can do to be what you feel God has put you on earth to be. So you go through different angles. First, you beat yourself up. You try to figure out what you did wrong. You try to figure out, is there a path or what your outcome in life should be? And then you just say, okay, what can I do? In my case, I decided to be a foster parent for a short time.
Okay. Now, was that an easy decision to come to?
No, it was not easy. It was a decision where at my age, I wanted to see if I was a motherly woman.
If you have those motherly instincts.
Right. You don't know
Okay.
if you're able after a certain age of being a single person, living on your own, getting up, doing exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it.
Right,
if
right.
you're able to bring someone else into your lifestyle.
Okay. First of all, I applaud you for even making that decision to say, hey, you know what, I'm a certain age and I want to have kids and I'm going to try it. I'm not going to give up on my hope or my dream. So you decided to become a foster parent. What was that experience like?
Well, the first 2 weeks, it was great. But after you realize that you're taking care of someone else's kids with sometimes mental or just emotional problems, you have to realize in yourself that maybe you're not capable of being that mother that they need.
Okay, so I hear you saying that you have the kids, and I guess at some point you come to a realization that, you know what, maybe
this is not my path.
This is not my... Now, is being a mom not your path, or being a foster?
At this present moment, I think just being a foster, because I realize that being a mother may take on different forms that I'm not aware of yet.
Okay. And for all the moms that are out there, I'm sure mothers come to this point in their life where they say, you know what, I wanted to be a mom and maybe, just maybe, I shouldn't have had any kids. But of course, you're a mom at that point and you can't give them back.
Right.
But you reach that same point and you realize, like, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. What do you do at that point?
Well, you pray and you ask God for direction, and then you realize that, you know what, let me see if I can help a different way, and allowing the children or whoever it may be go back where they need to be with their family or someone else that's maybe, to be honest, could be more capable of assisting them or being able to deal with any issues that they may have may be the path that needs to be taken at that time.
So you decided to send the kids back, and my gosh, that must have been a hard choice, because that's not the popular choice. Not a lot of women decide, hey, I'm going to become a foster parent, and then decide to send the kids back. What was that like for you?
It was a well thought out, prayerful, understanding or clear decision.
Okay.
It was more so a decision that needed to be made, and you want to make sure that you're able to
live with that decision.
live with it. I would say so, yes. You want to make sure that you're able to live with all the decisions that you make, because in the beginning you want to make sure that you're able to help.
Okay.
You want to be able to love and care.
Right.
So, and it was okay. The decision, you have to come to grips with that decision. That's not my path.
Okay.
Right now, you'll say.
Okay. Now, I would imagine, because I don't have any kids or anything yet, but I would imagine most women would beat themselves up or have a sense of guilt after making that decision.
No.
No, you didn't.
No, you don't. You don't have that. You have that at a certain particular time in your life. You have to realize that you're not that chick, and you have to realize that you have to decide what's best for you. And deciding that you're not that chick, it'll help someone else or whoever you're trying to care for.
Okay. So Keisha, I want you to look in the camera, and I want you to tell, maybe somebody's going to struggle with this, and maybe somebody's thinking foster care, and what if I don't like the decision that I made? And they say, maybe somebody's been in the decision and they had to return the kids, and they're in a place where they're beating themselves up, or where they feel guilty. Tell them you don't have to.
You don't have to feel that way. What you have to do is know what kind of chick that you are, and know that you're not that chick for giving up or not being able to be a mother, that your destination or your outcome in life will happen, whatever path God has for you, because you're not that chick.
She said it. I ain't that chick. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next week.